Hello everyone, my name is Nico Higgins, and if you didn't already know, and if you did, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to show you guys my favorite products and things to control my super oily skin. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm very oily, like throughout the winter, summer, all that. I always have a little bit too much oil on my face, and I kind of have an aversion to seeing any shine on skin. Like, even when I do makeup on set, I'm always wanting to touch up any shine, even though I know a lot of people love that. But I have a plethora of products here that keep my oils in control and give me like a beautiful matte base, because I'm all about giving glow where I want it and specifically where I want it, not all over my face. I just hate shine on myself. I think it's gorgeous on other people, and I try and do it on myself all the time, and I don't like it. And with that, let's get into the video and show you guys all of my favorite oily skin products. And we're gonna be doing this in categories throughout like my routine. First up, primer. If you guys do not know this about me, this is my favorite mattifying primer and just primer in general of all time. It's in my kit. It smooths pores. It controls oil throughout the day. It doesn't pill. It doesn't make your skin too dry. It is just a gorgeous primer for really beautiful blurred skin. This is the MAC Studio Fix Mattifying 12-Hour Shine Control Primer. It's part of their Studio Fix line. I am a huge lover of MAC based products. Love them so much. And this one is not like, I've tried like shine controlling products that really just suck the oil out of your skin, and it's a little bit too intense and kind of makes your foundation look dry. I don't want to look dry, I want to look matte. And this foundation, or not foundation, this primer just smooths everything out, makes your skin look gorgeous. And even on like drier to normal skin, I will use it just like in the oil, like T-zone, any areas that get oily, and it's not gonna make you look crusty. Okay, the next step I normally use is the MAC Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extend Eye Base. This stuff is so good for creasing. I love using this on the eyelids to prevent any sort of creasing or oil from my eyelid poking through. I also use this in my mustache area and my smile lines to make sure it doesn't crease and it doesn't bunch up, and it just smooths out my skin so well. As you can see, this is my first one. I've gone pretty through this. It's really good. You just need a tiny bit. So I apply it here. I'll kind of like rub it into my fingers, pat it in. Also good for under the eyes, like I said. It is just a more intense smoothing primer, and I think truly all skin types can use this, especially for the eyes. It really just grips eyeshadow and makes sure it lasts all day long. Now we have a bit of like a secret product. This is the Blurring Block Balm from Mob Beauty. I actually was in the lab the day this was made. This was back in October. And this is just like kind of similar to MAC's 24-Hour Eye Base, but you can kind of, you know, there's like no way for me to really swatch it, but if you can hear, it's very dry. Like, this is like a more dry version of the Extended Eye Base. It, like, literally any pores you have, I'm not gonna say it makes them disappear, but it truly just masks them. I would say for drier skin, you kind of have to really hydrate your skin beforehand to use this, but this is not the finalized formula yet. I was talking to Alicia about it, but I love it for my oily skin, and it really blurs. That is one of my biggest things. I want my skin to look blurred, smooth, and matte, and I kind of will use these interchangeably. And if I want to powder my face but not look too powdery, you can just take some of this on your finger or a brush and just kind of press it in. I don't really like to do that as much. I am big on using powder rather than like these balms, just because sometimes it can disrupt the foundation. But this one is a very good one. I carry it with me. It's great for set. And I'm excited for them to actually finally release this to the public. I think I can. There is a link for this, so if I find it, or if you guys want it, just let me know. Because I have to go find it. But it is available if you have a special link. My specialty. We're on to foundations. This foundation, the Kryolan TV Paint Stick. This is my baby. I love this foundation so much for everybody. It is a like cream stick foundation. It lasts forever. It is so full coverage. You can use it to spot conceal. You can use it all over the face. You can use it as a concealer, bronzer, contour, literally whatever else. You can use it for cosplay makeup. It is so good. Like, let me just do a little swatch down my hand. I mean, that's not the best swatch, but she is full coverage. And you would think, because it doesn't set on its own, that it's not really good for oily skin. No. It just lasts all day. This is probably, surprisingly, my longest lasting foundation. It just looks good all day. You obviously need to powder it. This is not something you can use without powdering because it will move. It will kind of, not separate with the oils. It's just gonna look a little bit crazy by the end of the day. But if you properly powder it, it just melts into the skin, looks so skin-like. And I just realized the shade I have is way too orange for me. I think I'm gonna go get a new shade tomorrow. If you have followed me on TikTok or watched any of my videos, you know how much I love this foundation. This is, I can say without a doubt, my favorite foundation of all time. I also want to add this into my kit, so I want to buy a bunch more. It is so versatile, but for oily skin, I will slather this all over my face, really blend it in with a dense brush like this. This is from Fenty. This is their 145 brush. Pat it in. It will cover my mustache, it'll cover my brows, it'll cover everything. And then I'll take a lighter shade, usually TB White, under my eyes. But then I'll set it with one of the powders I'll mention later, and my makeup will not move all day long. Such a makeup artist staple. And if you're able to go to a store and shade match, definitely do that, because they are hard to shade match. Their shades are a little bit weird, but it is so worth the money. I've had this one for, I don't even know how long. I've had it for a while, and there is so much product in here. Yeah, it goes all the way up to here. It's crazy how much product you get. It's so worth your money. They have increased the price. I think it's like $28. It used to be $25, which is a little bit unfortunate. Oh my god, yeah, you can see how much I've used in here. I've used so much of this. Oh my god, is it not coming back up? I've used so much of this product. It's amazing. Now it kind of looks ugly, but so worth your money. Next foundation, absolute classic. This is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Broad Rectum SPF 15 24 hour. I'm not reading all that, sorry. This is the MAC Studio Fix foundation. This is in the new formula. I have never tried the original formula, but this one, it's really good, guys. It's kind of just like when you think of a foundation, this is what you think of. It just does what a foundation is supposed to do. It's not super finicky, it works. I wouldn't say it's my favorite foundation of all time, but I just know that it will control my oils. I like to apply it to the back of my hand and use like a fluffy brush like this. This is from Rephr. This is their 05 brush, and I'll just kind of like really prime it into the brush, and then, I don't know, just blend it across the face, and you can get a really sheer amount of coverage, or it can be pretty full coverage. Not as full coverage as the Krylon, but it is just, if you're somebody who's not super oily, but you want something that'll control the oils throughout the day, just get this foundation. It is foolproof, super easy to use. It works with all sorts of primers, not crazy. It doesn't get dry. It lasts well. Would I say it lasts 24 hours? Nope. But it still is super gorgeous. Doesn't really separate. I wear this on set a lot. It's just easy, and it's not too much. You can have it be sheer or full coverage. Super versatile. Love this one. Speaking of finicky foundations, this foundation from Urban Decay, their Face Bond foundation, is amazing if you know how to use it. I have used it a couple of different times with different techniques, and I have been either loving it like so much and it lasts all day, or I hated it. It is very dry. If you are oily and you need something extreme, this is the foundation for you. The way I like to apply it is you have to really shake it up and get it all combined. Then I will take it onto a plate, like a metal plate like this. I'll do drops of it or whatever, and then I will kind of smooth it in with a brush. Like I'll take a flat brush like this, kind of pat it into the foundation, and then go. You have to work quickly with this. You do not want to dot it over your face because it will dry on your face and get patchy and look crazy, but if you can use it properly, my god, this foundation makes you matte all day. It literally, I've worn this for probably a 10-12 hour day, and I am not exaggerating when I say it looked almost the same as when I first put it on. It just gets better the more you wear it. When your oils start to come through, it just looks so gorgeous. So try this out. You want to try it a couple different times and figure out how it works for you, but if you do it the way I did, it should work. But truly a really good foundation, and they have a pretty decent shade range of this. I know it runs a little bit yellow, but I am in the shade 2 Fair Neutral, and it matches me, I would say, pretty well. And I would say you can also use it for concealing. Like I'll take this part of the brush, take it, and I will stamp it into my mustache area and it will be covered, girl. You don't even need concealer with this one. It is very full coverage. Now a bit of a surprising concealer, wrong concealer now. This is the Haus Labs Triclone concealer or whatever. I'm in the shade 01 Fair Neutral and you'd be like, it's a very creamy skincare based concealer. Why is it good for mattifying? It makes your skin look so smooth. It goes on very creamy, but the way you're able to blend it and like meld it into the skin and powder it, it performs like a very good mattifying concealer, but it still looks natural on the skin. It has decent coverage. I would say like medium to full. I would not call it like full coverage. I would say it's like a true medium. This one underneath the eyes, like if you're very creasy, is so freaking good. I love using this. This is like my daily concealer. Like I will use like my Kryolan and then go in with this for the concealer. The one thing is the applicator can break sometimes, like if you don't put it in properly. I wish it did go like a shade lighter. Like I was telling Sarah Tanner, like their makeup artist for it, I was like, there needs to be a 00, like a true white concealer like they have with the foundation. The foundation I do not really recommend for oily skin because it's a bit finicky and you have to know how to work with it. This one though, for anybody who has like creasy eyes or just doesn't want their skin to look too heavy, this concealer is gonna be your baby. Great shade range, and I don't really think I've ever heard a bad thing about this. I love it. It's like my #1 concealer, I would say, for like the day-to-day. This Haus Labs one is I'm not gonna say the B word. I don't know if that'll get banned, but it is really good for full coverage concealers. I'm starting off with the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. I'm actually wearing this today as foundation mixed in with the new one size base thinner. Love this combo. This stuff is like paint. It is so full coverage. That's why it's in a jar like this. Like you've probably recognized this from like drag queens or makeup artists if you watch content like that. This isn't everyone's kit. It is super creamy, full coverage. Like this, when I say paint, I mean like cover up anything with this. It's great for spot concealing, but it is also very dry. Like it starts creamy, it's a very heavy cream, and then once you blend it out, it starts to dry and it stays. It's not gonna move around, it's not gonna look crazy unless you put too much and you powder too much. But you can use this in so many different ways. Like I use it as foundation, like I just said. I know if you are looking for something very full coverage, if you like that it's in a jar, these two, the next one I'm going to talk about, are very similar in how I use them. I was sent this by Kevyn Aucoin. I never actually bought one, but I always wanted to try it. And then I kind of forgot about it for a while, and then I started breaking it out again, and it makes your skin look divine. Very matte, long-lasting, smoothing. Because it's so thick, it doesn't look natural by any means. I mean, if you use a little bit, you can like get it to look natural, but this is for people who want makeup that's gonna last and stay matte. It's kind of like a sister to it. I think I do prefer this Danessa Myricks one more. This is their Vision Cream Cover 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. Again, so full coverage. So one thing I will say, the pump does get a little bit messy, but I do prefer that it is in a pump. I like having a pump. And they have a white version, which I will use as foundation, but this is full coverage. It lasts. It is matte. It is like my baby. Like if I want to cover my mustache, this one will do it. I'm in the shade N01, but I use it for concealer today, and I mix it in with, I think it's N0 or something like that. It's their white one, or no, it's TW0, I think, for true white. I don't know. But I will put this on a plate, like I said. I'll also mix in the base thinner from one size to make it into a foundation. I use this on its own. I use it to spot conceal. This stuff is, again, these concealers I'm talking about are paint. Like you can paint it on, let it dry down, and it's not gonna move. You barely even have to set it. Both of these kind of set on their own. This one definitely more so. They are amazing. You get a lot of products in here. Like this will last you a long time. You have 0.3 fluid ounces in the Danessa Myricks one and 0.3 in this, but these will literally last you like years. You don't need a lot. You really don't. I can do my entire face with like one pump of this. Now for my favorite category, powder. I love to powder my face. It's my favorite step in my routine. And I'm gonna share with you guys obviously my favorites. This Makeup by Mario 1. This one works for everybody, but I use a lot of it to keep myself really matte. This is my second one. I've already depotted this and put it into my pro kit. Divine. makes you look so smooth. This is the smoothest looking powder I've ever tried that also keeps your skin matte. I will use this under my eyes for like a quick set, and then I'll go in with like a brightening powder or whatever, but this just keeps you looking so smooth, matte, but you can also use a lighter hand and not have your skin look too matte. I think if anybody is looking for a powder for any age, I recommend this one. I use the shade Fair Pink, and it's like a pretty good match. Again, I wish they had a white. If they had a white in this, I'd be going through it like candy, or I don't even know. I need a white version of this because that's why I go to my Sugar Cookie by Huda Beauty. That's what's in here. This is not flour. I love that it's white. I can brighten so much with it. It is so brightening, but this one is very thick and can make your kind of accentuate texture on your skin, which is why I kind of switched to the Makeup by Mario one. I just love the shade of it, so if I'm doing a white face, obviously I'm going to use this one. And if I really want a bright under eye, I'll use this, but I recommend it. It's the Huda Beauty one, it's good, but if you want great perfection, Makeup by Mario kind of eats Huda up, unfortunately. I am not like a huge Makeup by Mario user, but Hannah kept talking about it and I finally bought it and I understand the hype. This is absolutely like the best setting powder I've ever used. Love it. I think the shade range is also pretty good. I want to get some more shades for my kit, but for now I have Fair Pink. So good. And then for a pressed powder, an absolute classic. This is MAC Studio Fix. This is my second one, and if you guys know, it is hard to get through these. I use this so much every day. I have one in my bag. I have this one. I'm in the shade M3. I want to find a different shade. I feel like this doesn't go light enough for me. I also have Shivering White, but then that's literally white, and I don't want to powder like my face with the pigmented powder like this. I don't want to be white. But this stuff, it blurs, it mattifies, it gives you coverage. I will use this on like days off. I would just use this all over my face just to give it make my skin a little bit more even and mattify, like I said, because I'm always oily. This one, it's also non-comedogenic, like it's never broken me out or anything. I like don't even know what else to say. It's just like the best powder foundation of all time. Like I've tried the one size one. I think one size and this one are very comparable. I would honestly just get whichever one you can get for cheaper, but I just love MAC so much and I love this compact. This is like the first foundation I ever bought too. I remember buying it at Ulta when I was like 14 or something. I just remember how smooth it made my skin look. I will use this on top after I powdered and everything just to add like a little bit extra layer of coverage. And if anything looks too harsh, like my contour today, pretty harsh because I was painting for camera, but I will just go with this on like a big fluffy brush like this, and I will just tap over it and it blurs everything, makes it look less obvious and kind of adds like a second layer of skin. So divine, so good. MAC, I always will trust with complexion, like I said. And speaking of MAC and complexion, we're on to setting spray. This is the MAC Fix Plus Stayover. It's my favorite like melting setting spray that also mattifies. It'll mattify you a little bit. It's not gonna last you like all day long. It's also alcohol free, which I like because it doesn't give you like that tightness like the Urban Decay one does, but this one gives you the same results. It feels amazing. I really don't know what else to say about it. Like it's just my favorite mattifying setting spray. It will make your makeup, I know, last longer. Like when I use this, my makeup looks smoother, it lasts longer, but it's not gonna like fully set the makeup in place. If I need my makeup to last all day through sweat and whatever, I'm going in with the one size Until Dawn or my Mehron, I think it's called Final Seal. Where is it? I have it here. The Mehron Barrier Spray. This is like the refill packaging, but it comes in a spray bottle too. These two are like lethal. If you use one of them, like your makeup is not gonna move. You're not gonna be oily. And also sometimes I'll spray this on before I do my makeup to just create like a barrier against my skin for my oil. But these two are absolutely amazing. Keeps your skin looking matte, and like if you're using them in conjunction or using them together or whatever, your makeup, you're not gonna look oily. It's gonna stay throughout the day and just look beautiful, smooth, and matte. So those were all of my mattifying favorites to give myself my kind of quintessential matte 90s-esque face. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want any more videos or ideas, comment them down below. I want to know what you guys want to see. I know you've been enjoying tutorials, so maybe I'll do some more of them, but I'm posting every Thursday. I accidentally posted on Wednesday last week because I was like so excited to post my video. And you guys really liked the Pat McGrath one, so thank you. But when I say I love all these, I'm not sponsored by any of them. Some of them were gifted, but I love them so much. I use them every day. You can see I've gone through many of them. But with that, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.